Welcome, everybody.
Hi there. This is Simon and Lauren, your relationship coaches, and we're excited again for a midweek boost. And our format this week or this month is we're going to be talking about laughter and brain chemistry. And really excited. Lauren's going to take us through some laughter exercises today. And I can tell you, even if you feel a little awkward with it, please try and get through it. It actually is so helpful for you. And we're going to talk a little bit today about laughter and its impact on the brain.
Awesome. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. So when we think about, there's so many different systems in the body that are impacted by laughter, and sometimes it's hard to keep them all in track of all of them. And so we're trying to break down the different systems and how they interact. So we're going to talk today about endorphins. Now, you've probably heard of endorphins. Endorphins is a chemical that we typically think of when we get sort of a exercise high, or we're doing something that just makes us feel good. It's a great neurochemical in our brain that really has a significant amount of impact in our brain. And sometimes when we think about endorphins, we can think of them in a really narrow way. We need to think that and recognize that they actually have so much more than just feeling good. And the reason we're talking about endorphins is because one way to increase endorphins in your body is through laughter. And so that's why we're talking about it today, and we're so excited to share with you. So endorphins are naturally occurring. They're a neurotransmitter in the brain, and they actually help you. They can actually help you with pain relief. So for some of you who have some chronic pain, or maybe even just some pain today, maybe you got a headache or something, I can tell you it may not go away, but you will notice some lessening of that. And that a reason for that is endorphins actually connect to the same receptors in our brain as morphine. So think about that. It actually impacts the same receptors in the same way of reducing, and that's why our sense of pain goes down. It also helps us feel good. So it actually interacts with serotonin and dopamine to actually give us a better sense of well-being. So, if you've got anxiety or depression, again, finding those things that can raise your endorphins can actually impact your sense of depression and anxiety, and can actually help reduce those symptoms. It's a great stress reducer. What we know about endorphins is it can actually impact the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, which if you haven't seen the video on that, I really encourage you to do that. I know Cece was talking about that in her session as well. And so I just want you to know that there is this interaction. And what we see happen is when we have endorphins, it actually helps lower the impact of cortisol in our body. And cortisol is that hormone that gets really high in stress. And when we're stressed, we know it has very negative impacts on our body, on our brain, on our cognition, on our thinking. So it really has a significant negative impact, especially when we have high levels of stress or sort of that constant stress going all the time. It also increases our immune system. It actually helps improve our immune system, endorphins do. And so it actually excites the immune system to produce more activity in immune cells, and actually helps us defend better against not just infections, but other types of diseases as well. So again, really, really important hormone in our brain that's naturally occurring. And so, of course, the question always comes up, okay, what can I do about that? What are some things I can do that can really increase my endorphins? So a couple of things. We're going to do laughter today, so that's going to increase your endorphins. We know exercise does. And we know the more intense it is, the more there's a level of endorphin, but we also know that even low levels of exercise can release endorphins, and again, can really have some of these positive impacts. We know that also positive social interaction can really play a role. And so what does that mean? What that means is that you have the sense that there's a connection. There's a social connection, there's an understanding, there's an honesty, there's a trust, there's a feeling of safety. And when we have those, we know that that can also increase the levels of endorphins in our brain. And think about it when you're with people. You feel good. That's your endorphins kind of kicking in. When you're with people that you really enjoy being with and it's very positive, And again, when you're with people where it's really difficult and you're not sure what to do, it doesn't feel good. And that's because you have low levels of endorphins that are actually impacting your sense of well-being. So some things to think about that can really make a difference. Like I said, these impact receptors in the brain that are the same kind of receptors that morphine and the opioids interact with. And so that's why we get this sort of sense of feeling good. It's actually a euphoria, that high feeling is actually related to specific types of opioid receptors in the brain. And the pain modulation is the same way. So that's sort of a brief kind of commentary, if you will, on endorphins and why they're important, but also what you can do to really increase that. And so when we do this laughter, again, it's impacting your brain in lots of ways, not just endorphins. It impacts serotonin, dopamine. It has so many positive effects in our brain. Really delays healing, delays aging of the brain, and really improves your management of your own stress hormones. So lots of positives that come out of this. I really want you to try and step into this. I know it's awkward. Believe me, I know it's awkward, but it is really, really helpful. So the more we do it, the more it'll get comfortable. So that's kind of where we're at with endorphins today.
That's what I was going to say. When I did my laughter yoga training, that first evening was super awkward and it was really hard for me to laugh 30 seconds. And then by the afternoon of the second day of my training, I laughed more than 5 minutes and could have kept laughing. And now when I do this with people, I am like used to it and it doesn't feel really that awkward anymore. And it feels way easier to laugh. So what my chiropractor told me, what is in motion stays in motion. So if your body is practicing laughing and that motion, that movement, guess what? Your body is going to naturally be able to do that more and more.
And I will tell you, I've noticed as Lauren has done her laughter yoga class and certification, she's laughing more in general.
Yes.
And that's that motion, that sort of movement that continues to move forward.
Yeah. We were driving in the car together and I just was like peeking over at Simon as he was driving and just started chuckling and laughing.
And then of course we're both laughing.
I just kind of did it as an experiment to see what he would do, but it was fun.
There you go.
So can you move the screen over, honey? Just to the middle. All right. Okay, so we're going to start off with some of the breath exercises to get going. And you might have seen this on one of the other videos, but we're going to start with doing a few sighs. And the first one is a sigh of releasing stress, like just letting go of the stress, like pushing out that air. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a breath in together and a breath out, and it's going to be a sigh. So don't hold back, like vocalizing in the midst of this, but think of a sigh as like letting go of your stress. Okay, so here we go. We're going to breathe in and out. Again, breathe in. One more time, breathe in and out. All right, and this time when we do it, we're going to have a sigh of contentment. So now we're going to start inviting some of those receptors to fire around these hormones of more that contentment and feeling satisfied. So here we go, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more, breathe in and out. All right. So the next laughter exercise that we're going to do is around mirroring. And what we're going to do is, if you have somebody that you're watching this with and a somebody else that you can actually turn and face each other. So we're just going to demonstrate if we were doing this and we were going to do a mirror laughter together, we would be looking at each other's faces and our body movements. But we want you to be able to do this along with us. So if you're doing this by yourself, you're going to be mirroring one of our faces. And I think, hun, you and I are going to take turns, but instead of mirroring this way, we're going to be watching each other on the screen and mirroring. So that way our audience can look and mirror.
Awesome.
So what we're going to be doing, and you can use your body, you can use your hands, you can use, your face, but one person's going to take the lead to laugh in a certain way. And Simon, you're going to start, and I'm going to be the one mirroring back. Okay. And then after a little bit, we can switch sides and I'll take the lead and you're going to be mirroring me. All right. So you start whenever you're ready. You want it to be my turn?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That would be belly laugh. Cat's running away from us. Literally, our cat is staring at us like we're crazy people. All right, so let's just do a few claps.
Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha.
One more.
Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha.
That totally cracks me up that our cat ran away.
He did run away.
He did not like that.
Did not like
totally disturbing his sleep. Okay, so Simon was talking about exercise as being one of the ways to increase our endorphins. Is that correct?
Yep.
And did you say that when our endorphins increase, the stress hormones actually clear out?
Yep, they actually lower, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we are going to use our imaginations that we are using some laughter weights. So we're going to pretend that we're at the gym or you're at your, workout place in your home or your apartment, and we are going to do some weightlifting. And in the process of that, we're going to laugh about it. Okay, so I want you to imagine that you're just reaching down and you're picking up some big, heavy dumbbells and you're going to slowly lift them. All right. Okay, you ready for set 2?
We're ready.
Okay, pick up those weights. All right. Well, when we go to the gym, we try to do 3 sets.
Oh man.
And that's what we're going to do
One
right
more?
now. One more set.
All right, here we go.
Weights.
Woo!
Okay, take a deep breath. All right.
Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha.
Okay. Now we're going to do one more laughing exercise, and then we're going to do a calming meditation. But this laughter exercise right now is going to be about gratitude. So we're going to do this a couple different times. And I want you to start off by thinking of a person that you are really thankful for, someone in your life that you really value. And in this laughter time, we're going to be laughing to honor that person and to release out into this world our love and our gratitude and our thankfulness for them. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to put your hands on your heart. Whoops.
Whoops.
And just start laughing. Think about this person. Think about how grateful you are. Release your gratitude. Oh. Who is your gratitude person, honey?
That was Jay, our son.
Oh, so nice. I'm very grateful for him too. I was thinking about you because you're willing to be silly and goofy and do this practice with me. So yes. And if you want to put in the comments who you were sending your gratitude laughter to, that would be awesome. Okay, now I want you to think about something in your life that you are very grateful for. Could be like a small act of kindness, something that happened to you, or something that you are thankful for, that maybe there's something constant or present in your life. Okay, so put your hands on your heart and just imagine, what are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? And let that flow with your laughter. And release it out into the world.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
What was that for you?
We just signed on a new business coach. I was thinking about that, honestly. Okay. What about you?
I was thinking we had a get together this Saturday and just thinking about all of our friends and just experiencing that time together. It was really fun.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to do one more round. And this is some gratitude that you can offer yourself. It's very easy to go into self-criticism or self-judgment, or even not feeling like we have a lot of value or worth ourselves. So right now, I'm inviting each one of us, once again, as we put our hands on our heart, think about something that you really love about yourself, or something that you can invite in to say, this part of me, I'm really grateful for. And as you think about that, once again, invite the joy and the laughter with it.
Yes.
And share it with others. And then scoop it up and bring it back.
Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And share those things with us. I'd love to hear from you guys what you love about yourself and what you were wanting to release into the world. And we really want to hear about that.
Do you want to share yours that you had for yourself?
Yeah, mine is that I love exploring and learning and discovering new things. I really like that about who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, mine was really similar. I was thinking about like I'm willing to try new things, even when it feels uncomfortable. I'm willing to stretch myself, and yeah, very cool.
Very, very cool.
Okay, so we're going to end this time with a calming practice, and this is something I also learned in the laughter yoga training. And what we're going to do, you don't have to follow along with us directly, although you can, but I'm inviting you to do this at your own pace. And I'm going to describe it first. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually plug our ears, and we're going to do some humming. Now, humming actually is really, really good for our nervous system, and it signals our nervous system to calm down. I don't know. Do you want to say anything else about that?
Yeah, it's interesting because humming actually activates what's called our vagus nerve, which is a big nerve in our body. And when that gets activated, it's a parasympathetic nervous system. So it actually helps us calm down, relax. It opposes adrenaline and epinephrine and all those kind of hyper hormones. So it's really a cool thing.
And I think humming, I mean, it's something really you could just do even if you're at work and had to take a bathroom break, or, even just maybe like humming at your desk or when you're walking. I mean, humming really is something we have access to almost any time.
Yeah.
So here is one way that you can do humming that specifically is a mindfulness practice. So we're going to plug our ears, and then what I'm going to invite you to do is you're going to take a deep breath in through your nose, and then you're going to hum it out, something like this. So just with your lips barely parted, and I want you to listen, because you're plugging your ears. You're going to hear that hum in a different way. So I want you to really tune in to your breath and to the noise. And I want you to breathe out very slowly and try to exhale as much air as you can. And we're going to do this 2 times, okay? And like I said before, just go at your own pace. If you want to close your eyes and do this, that's great. That's what I'm going to do. But we're going to come back when both Simon and I have finished our 2 times, okay?
And when you're listening, you'll notice that it'll sound a little different, and you'll notice sort of different levels of pitch, different levels of tone. And so we want you to really pay attention, just like you're paying attention to your breath, that those sort of subtle changes that sometimes we don't hear, because you will hear them with your ears plugged.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Okay, all right, go at your own pace, 2 breaths.
What did you notice in that?
I noticed that as my air was running out, I could tell that the pitch went up a little bit, and that if when I blew harder, it went down. What did you notice?
I noticed like there's a lot of sort of almost vibration in my head, my neck, in my throat. like I can sense the vibration more.
Mhm.
And as I was running out of breath, it was sort of an up and down in the volume,
Mhm.
right? And yeah, it was really
Yeah.
interesting.
And actually, my ears are still feeling like I could still feel those pressure points that I put on my ears.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. We'd be interested to hear what your experience was.
Mhm.
So again, in the comments, let us know what you noticed, and we hope this has been a good way for you to kind of get some centering and some mindfulness work into,
And increase your endorphins.
and increase your endorphins. That's right.
Yes. Join us next time for your weekly boost.
And join us in our community. If you're watching this and you're not part of our Empowering Minds community, please, the link will be on the screen. So please come and see what we're all about. And also, we have a YouTube channel. And if you want access to that, again, that link is going to be on the screen as well. We look forward to next week, and we'll see you then.